Hey, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna give you the very forever asking questions answer because many students they ask me what the things stopping them to get the high score in IELTS exam. What are the writing secrets for getting the high score in IELTS exam in writing tasks, specifically when you are writing the graph, right? So here, what are the things stopping you to getting the higher score in IELTS exam? Yes, in today's topic, we will talk about the strategy and the secrets how you can get the high score in your IELTS task 1. Yes, for academic students, definitely this is the important, very important lecture or slide for the academic students who is always losing their marks because of that graph. And uh, even though graph is very easy task, right? So now let's get started. But before that, if you are new in this channel, then please don't forget to subscribe this channel, because here you can get always the tips, tricks, and also you can get the new strategies, new topic. And also, if you are looking for the English free speaking buddy partners, then we are here to help you out for that too. But again, the only thing what we needed from you, please don't forget to subscribe our channel. In that way, we can help our community, we can help our people to get succeed in their life, to fulfill their dreams also. So please don't forget to subscribe this channel and like this video and share this video with your friend if you like, if you find this video is very useful for you and to your friends, okay, and your near ones. All right, so let's start. Today's topic is stop doing these things in IELTS writing exam. So task 1, this is the IELTS writing secret for academic students. And obviously the second part, you can have your general students and as well as the academic student for essay writing and speaking questions. But today mainly I focus on the IELTS students for academic one. So if you want band 8 in your IELTS writing task especially, then follow these 5 things which I mentioned today in our video. So very first, let's get started with the first thing. Don't copy words directly from the question. Many students do. They take the question sentences and repeat it word for word in their information. Let me give you one example. The graph shows the number of students studying abroad from 2010 to 2020. This tells the examiner, I can paraphrase because this is a question and you use the same example in your answer, same thing in your answer too. If the question, this is the statement from the question, I know usually the centers they teach you, they always taught the students, oh, once you have a graph, then you can pick the main words from the question and then you can start putting the figures in there or numbers in there and change the statement, right? But no, that is wrong. If you use the same thing, it means you are telling the examiner that you can paraphrase, and that is a red flag. Okay, and that is a red flag. If you are aiming for band 8 or higher in task 1 or task 2, then definitely you need to focus on these things. So how to do it right using paraphrases? Okay, so the graph shows the number of students studying abroad from 2010 to 2020. This was the question, and the students usually take same as in an answer. No, the correct version is the graph illustrates, shows. Instead of using shows, you can use the word illustrate. How many students pursued education? Instead of using studying abroad, you can use the word pursued education overseas. Okay, abroad means overseas, between 2010 to 2020. And again, this version is like usually the correct version, and you used here how, because you used here illustrates instead of shows. Instead of shows, you use the word illustrate. It changed the words, everything is the same, but the word slightly, the word changing is a natural and original tone for the examiner. And when you are using the word pursued education, All right. So using uses the synonyms of illustrate and pursued is slightly it changes the structure slightly to sound more natural and original. Now the tip is here that start every task one answer by paraphrasing the question prompt. Use the synonyms, change the sentence structure, and avoid repeating more than three or four words in a row from the original question. So, this is really important when you are performing your task one. Now, the second thing what students usually do wrong way, using the wrong synonyms also can ruin your score. So, what the precaution are you need to use here, because sometimes if you use the wrong synonyms, then also you will lose your marks. Okay, these type of things you definitely need to keep in your mind, because when you use the synonyms, that will also makes you a wrong answers. Okay, make you like less marks, gives you like examiner thinks that you can have the less marks in there too. So what many students do wrong, they are try to paraphrase but end up with the using the words that don't fit in the context, or grammar is not appropriate going to that sentence when they use the synonyms in there. So the paraphrase shows the amount. If this is the wrong example I'm giving you, this is wrong. So the paraphrase shows the amount of guests to three separate art galleries from 2010 to 2020, right? So what is wrong here? Amount is incorrect. It is used to uncountable noun like water, information, or money, not for the people. Okay, if you use people for amount used for the people, then it is wrong. And also the guest gets also misleading because it implements to invited people or hotel visitors, not the general visitors to the public place. So please be careful while using the synonyms, okay? And how to fit it, use the accurate vocabulary, because that is another thing, right? How you can think, or is this goes with this sentence or this paraphrase or this. So the graph shows, this was the original question. The graph shows the number of visitors to three different museums between 2010 to 2020. So now number. So because he talks about the number. So number for countable items like people, right? Visitor. So visitor is more accurate than the guest. So in the public places. And then museum is also precise, assuming the graph can about museums, not just art. Okay. So this is the correct version of your previous one when you are using here in the graph shows the amount of guests. Okay, so this is the wrong in the separate art galleries, not the art galleries. Okay, so these three things you how you can fix that one, like number, visitor, and museums. Okay, not the art museum. So tip is here for most of you, because you always think about before to substitute the word, like using the synonyms, also ask yourself, does it fit the meaning? Is it grammatically correct, or does it sound natural in the context? Use, or if you can also, when while practicing, you can use the tool thesaurus with question, and always check the example sentences using the notes learned from the dictionary like Cambridge or Oxford. So these can give you a little bit more detailed depth how you can use the synonyms in your sentence and what is the correct way to using that one. Okay, so moving forward to the third one, third, what the next big mistake students always do, making sentence too complicated. So don't make your sentences too complicated. Like the example is what many students do wrong. They try to sound advanced by stuffing their sentences with big academic sounding word. Okay, often the cost of the clarity. Like the example, the wrong, this is the example, this is wrong. So the graphical representation delight delineates the vehicular transaction articulation across a decade. Like sounds like you use many, many, many vocabulary words or synonyms here, right? But it sounds like wrong and confused, so it will confuse the examiner. This sentence looks very, very unnatural, right? So the graphical, if you start with like the given graphical representation delineates the vehicular transition alter, alterations across a decade. So it's unnatural, hard to read, and full of forced vocabulary that doesn't add the real value. Okay, so this is how, don't use that much of hard vocabulary. Always think about when you are writing something, okay, and ask yourself, is this correct or not? So do not do so how to do it right and keep it simple and clear. The correct version is a graph. It was like graph shows the changes in the car sales over 10 years. The version is, it is clear and precise, uses the natural academic English, communicate the ideas effectively. So why this thing is matter? So this is matter because it is, IELTS is not a vocabulary show of test, okay? It is about to clear the accurate communication using the overlay of complex word. Instead of using the high profiled vocabulary words, use the simple words. Just not to repeat over and over, but use the different words. But again, it think about and ask yourself, it fits in the sentence when you are implementing in your text, okay, in your data, in your answer. So lower your cohesions and coherences scores, cohesions and coherences, and hurt your lexis and resource source scores it in the if the words are misused, and also make yourself writing sounds unnatural or robotics. Okay, so these all are the things you need to definitely pay attention while using your sentences, while using your vocabulary. Okay, the pro tip is here is, use precise and formal language, but don't overdo it. Your goal is to impress with clarity, not the confusion. If a narrative speaker would need to read your sentence twice or rewrite it, use a precise and formal language, but don't overdo it. Your goal is to impress with clarity, not to confusion to the narrative speaker would need to read your sentence twice and rewrite. Okay, so be careful while using this thing. I'm repeating twice because I know that mostly students do this mistake. Okay, now, number four thing is describing every detail instead of summarizing. How to do it right way. Focus on the key trends and comparison. Highlight the main trends and make comparisons. Leave out the unnecessary figures. Okay. Number five, not changing the introduction, copy pasting or every time. So, how to fix this one? So, personalize and paragraphs. Always rephrase the question prompt in your own words. Not to use the high profile words, vocabulary words, but again, try to make it simple, but use in your own language. I writing task one is not about listing everything about it's about identifying the patterns and exceptions, grouping information logically, summarizing, not copying an entire chart into words. This is again the main tip. Quick strategy here, do look at the highest and lowest value, overall trends, and sudden changes. Group the similar data together. Use the words like overall, in contrast, meanwhile, similar, pattern, steadily, or increased or remain stable. Don't use mention every year or data point. Repeat the same sentences, example X or Y, something, okay, over and over. Add details that don't help your summary, okay? So please be concise yourself with the high profile data text. Now, number six is misleading the data. That is very, very important. What many students do wrong: misunderstand what the graph table is showing, confuse the direction of the trends, mix up the categories or units, make assumptions not supported by the data. How to do it right and read carefully, think logically. The correct version is, make the actual trend, use appropriate vocabulary, and is factually accurate. Is think about it before writing it. Why it is so important? Because IELTS task 1 is about again reporting facts based on the visual data. If you misreport the facts, you will lose your marks under the task achievement. You may confuse comparisons and summaries. You show a lack of attention to detail. Okay, so please, here is the main tip before writing analyzing the graph for 2 full minutes. Ask yourself what is increasing, what is decreasing, what are the highest and lowest value, is there a pattern or a data random? If yes, then definitely you need to pay close attention on that. So these all 6 tips gives you the high marks if you will pay attention. So this is all about today's video. If you are new on this channel, then please do not forget to subscribe this channel. I'm here to help you out. I'm your tutor, your friend, your well-wisher, and this is a channel for free English speaking. And if you are looking for the free English speaking buddy partners, again, we are here to help you out. But again, what we needed from you, please subscribe this channel, change this video, subscribe this channel, and share this video with your friends and like this video. That is all what we needed. And we have many free centers, education centers here for free English speaking. My goal is to establish or open one more free English speaking institution free of cost for all the students in India. But again, I need your help, I need your support. If you will help me, then definitely I will able to find the resource in India and also open one more free English speaking center there in India, because I know many students, they cannot afford the high, very high fees from these IELTS institutions. So my goal is to provide them the education, the right path, the guidance in my free educational IELTS Wisdom Institution Center. Okay, so for that I need your help. Please share this video as much as you can, because I need your support, I need your help. Like this video as much as you can. Please share, like, that's all I needed from you. That's it. I am not asking you the donation, I'm not asking you the money, I'm not asking you any fee. But I already I just want to ask you one thing, that is like and subscribe. That is all my fee here. Thank you so much for watching this video, and this is the video all about stop doing these things if you want to get 8 band in your IELTS exam. So watch this. If you have any doubt, any clarity you needed, please let me know. I'm always here to help you out. Thank you so much for watching this video. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Take care.